Hello, student. Let us continue chapter number 9. Today, we are going to discuss our next topic, that is right to equality. The rights that consider every citizen equal before law and provide equal protection of law are called rights to equality. The rights to equality serves as foundation of all other rights and privileges granted to Indian citizens. This right is considered the chief guarantee of the Constitution of India to provide rights to its citizens. Thus, it is necessary that every citizen of India has easy access to the courts to exercise his or her right to equality. According to right to equality, every person will be treated equally in the eyes of law, irrespective of his color, caste, creed, language, etc. As per the Constitution, the law should prevail and be enforced equally in each and every situation. There should be no discrimination or specific favoritism shown towards a person. Whether the person is a laborer or a peon or the prime minister, law is equal to all. You can note down this point. It can come in exam for 1 mark. Every law should affect equally to each person. Any person that breaks the law will be treated as a general citizen and face the procedure and decision of the court of law. However, the governor and the presidents have certain special privileges. Every person shall have equal right to enter into public places. Though every citizen should get equal rights, the state has got the right to make special arrangements for women and children or for the development of any socially or educationally backward class or scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. While providing employment in state public services, that is, in government jobs, or providing admission for higher education in state run institutes, no citizen shall be discriminated on the basis of race, caste, religion, creed, descent, or place of birth. However, the state holds the right to decide the eligibility and qualification of the candidates. Now, moreover, to see that these rights can be enjoyed equally, the Constitution of India has abolished the practice of untouchability. You can underline this point in your textbook. Practice of untouchability is declared as a crime and anyone doing so is punishable by law. Okay. Now, the Constitution of India prohibits the state from granting any titles and epithets that create artificial discrimination. Titles such as Sir, Diwanji, Rai Bahadur, etc. are removed. The Constitution, however, allows giving academic and military titles to the citizen of India. Now, different provisions can be set by the law for employing people in various types of employments. For example, there are specific qualifications and laws set for advocates, doctors, teachers, insurance agencies, employment for women, etc. The Constitution also says that people working at a same level have the right to get equal remuneration. Now, second one, right to freedom. The right to freedom is a bunch of 6 freedoms. They are: number 1, the freedom of speech and expression; number 2, the freedom to assemble peacefully and without arms; number 3, the freedom to form associations or unions; number 4, the freedom to freely throughout the territory of India. Number 5, the freedom to live and settle in any part of the territory of India. And the 6th one, the freedom to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. Now, right to freedom aims at providing overall development to a person. This right is very crucial for democracy. As per this right, the person should enjoy his rights democratically and he should be able to live a healthy lifestyle. The Indian Constitution permits freedom of speech and expression to every Indian citizen. It also permits media and press to express their views and thoughts. However, this freedom is mentioned in a different clause. Now, we live in a society and so we need to maintain its social structure. Hence, although these 6 freedoms are given to citizens, they enjoy them with certain restrictions and limitations. The Constitution has imposed certain restrictions on these freedoms. These restrictions are laid to achieve specific social purpose. To see that people do not misuse these freedoms, certain strict rules and prohibitions have been put on matters related to maintaining public order, national unity, integrity, contempt of court, defamation, public decency and morality, inciting someone for violence, etc. A person has freedom of speech and expression, but the state has the authority to prohibit use of such spoken or written words or gesture that promote disharmony, feelings of hatred between people or in the society. The judiciary holds the ultimate rights to decide whether the prohibitions laid are valid or not. Now, children, you can underline in your textbook the latest amendment of 2009 in Indian Constitution provides free and compulsory primary education for the children between 6 to 14 years. It can come in exam for 1 mark. Now, as per right to freedom, no individual can be deprived of his life and liberty except by the procedure of law. No one can be arrested without telling him the reason of arrest. If a person is not proved guilty, that is, not convicted for a crime, then he cannot be punished. The convicted person can only be given punishment which is suitable for that criminal and is prescribed by the law. Moreover, the convicted can be punished only once. That is, same person cannot be punished again for the crime that he has done and has already taken the punishment. When a person gets arrested, he has the right to defend himself or herself by a lawyer of his or her choice. Moreover, an arrested person must be brought before the nearest magistrate within 24 hours. How many hours? 24 hours. However, there is an exception in this general provision for people who have been arrested for some crime as per the court orders. Now, I will explain you about the preventive detention. Preventive detention is a preventive action taken to prevent possible commitment of crime. If government feels something suspicious about some person and that the person may cause some serious harm to the society, then it may arrest him under prevention detention for some time. The arrested person is not punished but detained to stop him from committing crime. Under prevention detention, it is not necessary to present the arrested person before the magistrate. Prevention detention can be extended only for 3 months. You can underline it, only for 3 months. After that, the case is brought before an advisory board for review. The detention order can be cancelled based on the opinion of the judge of the Supreme Court or members of advisory board. The state can decide the term of detention. Now, in my next video, I will explain you the further topic. Thank you.